So for those of you who don't know, I was adopted growing up at a really young age. And because of that, I really didn't feel like I had a sense of belonging in the world because it created this interesting dynamic where the family that raised me, although they did everything they could, I really didn't feel that connection because that just not having the blood relationship, I think created some sort of just making me feel separate from them. So I really just felt like my mannerisms were different, my goals were different, everything about me, it was just different from that family. And my blood relative family obviously didn't have any relationship with them growing up, or a very limited relationship with them growing up. And my mom gave me up for adoption because she was doing drugs, and so they were going through a lot of hardship and things, at a young age. So that was just completely separate from me from a young age. So the family that raised me, they were there was this a lot of lack and scarcity mindset happening in our family because we had no money. So it was like, oh, if only we had, a little bit more money, if only we did this, if only we did this, then I would be happy, right? That was the narrative that was kind of, talked about in my household from a very young age. So I made the decision, I guess, from a very young age that I'm going to be wealthy in life. I'm going to be successful from the world's standards. And that is going to give me a sense of belonging, a sense of security, a sense of identity in the world. And then all my problems are going to be solved. So I try to achieve that through sports. Obviously, that didn't happen. So I pivoted and I got into real estate. And I started to be successful. A lot had happened, in this time frame, but I started to be successful. I started to achieve these goals that I had dreamed about and idolized my whole life. Meanwhile, I'm very lukewarm in my faith. I'm very half in being a Christian. I have acknowledged Jesus, but I'm not living for Christ. Christ isn't Lord of my life. Being wealthy and being successful and just myself and my own goals and dreams and desires, that's what was Lord of my life. So it wasn't until I made the conscious decision in my life to where the everything that I'm setting out to achieve, to find identity and belonging in the world, seeking out validation from everyone else, there's just still something missing. And once I sat down at my kitchen table like this, sat down at my kitchen table and I said, God, I'm done doing this my way. I want to do this your way. That's where God changed my heart.